It's been an action-packed day. It's been an action-packed week. A lot of what is different this year is that first time ever IAB is hosting an entire day on our own stage. We heard from publishers, we heard from advertisers that especially post-pandemic, that it would be great to streamline access, make it easier for folks to attend, and so we're really pleased with what's with what we put together for today, and we'll see how that informs future new fronts. But aside from this slightly different format, the rest of the week has been phenomenal. Great presentations from a lot of leading publishers, and more to come tomorrow as well.
Today you've released a new video advertising report. Can you share some of the biggest takeaways with us?
So, big takeaways, certainly the growth of the video ad spend universe, despite the challenging year last year, and expected more growth this year as well. I think as you'd expect, CTV is an incredibly high focus area for brands and buyers. It's going to increase 23% in 2023. I think what's fascinating for me to see is everyone talks about the big spend in television, $71 billion that we saw in PwC's most recent report for television. We're now at $21 billion in CTV, so that long-awaited inflection point of CTV relative to linear, it's happening, so it's good to see.
One of the things that stood out from the report is that creators are considered by buyers to be premium, and there's some debate about that. Can you share some of the insights you found there?
Yeah, it's we were really curious how buyers and brands were thinking about the balance of creator versus what we call Hollywood or top-down premium content. And this is what our data told us: 69% of brands and buyers consider social video that it can be premium. And similarly, more than 2/3 consider when they're making their allocations, they're actually moving their spend fluidly between Hollywood and creator content. So they're obviously focused on where they can find an addressable audience, and there's clearly audience in both worlds. Our point is that if you're a brand or you're a buyer, you really need to think about both. It's not one to the exclusion of the other.
Right now, there's an ongoing discussion about new measurement and currencies, particularly in television, but also in the broader digital world. How are buyers going to be navigating all that in this new upfront season?
We actually put a vote out to the room. I asked folks how many thought they would be continuing to transact based on GRPs this year. A lot of folks shot their hands. I think the reality is that Nielsen and GRPs will be used extensively still this year, but here comes the multi-currency plane flying right alongside, and I think these two worlds will exist together. The expectation that our buyers and brand told us is in 2 years' time, we'll be living in a multi-currency world, and that's really not a surprise when you consider C3 and C7 is going to be deprecated by end of next year.
Besides currency, you're seeing a lot of change, obviously, in the KPIs that brands are using to measure success. What are some of the new areas we're seeing traction?
Huge interest in leveraging attention metrics to inform a lot of KPIs around efficiency, understanding quality of both content and creative. Now, our sense is that, and we talked about this at our annual leadership meeting, attention metrics are not currency grade yet, but we're excited that a lot of this attention is going to really put some focus on how to think about various media types, certainly the role of creative and how to optimize using biometric, using triangulation of how a person's engaging with content on the screen. That is all going to help inform and make outcome-based decisions and measurement more effective.
Lastly, how do you see the video buying landscape evolving as the industry faces new technology, measurement, currencies, and creator-driven content?
We live in an addressable world. I think that is what the big story really, that's the red thread that runs through all of this. Brands and buyers have gotten on the audience-based buying train, and I think currencies informed by real-time optimization and understanding wherever an ad appeared, being able to understand the outcome in real time, that is going to be table stakes ultimately for how media is measured and the currencies that people will be using.